Indonesian actress Revalina S Temat is in Korea to mark the 40th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Korea. She joins us today to talk about her role as goodwill ambassador for public diplomacy and her thoughts on the Korean-Indonesian connection. Good morning, Revalina.
Good morning. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. So you are the goodwill ambassador for public diplomacy. You were appointed to that post in September of last year.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
I was very shocked and yet very honored to receive the great news. You know, I never thought that I would carry such a role, but that made me think that I still have some areas that I haven't explored yet in my life and career. So this is going to be an uplifting journey for me in the next 2 years.
Yeah, a role in public diplomacy. Who would have thought, right? So what does your role in this position involve? What will be your responsibilities?
Actually, my role and responsibilities are to bring the two countries closer than they already are. And to make each other understand better about the culture is the most important thing to me. And of course, to introduce even further the positive image of Korea and Indonesia to the eyes of the world.
So here you'll be promoting Indonesian culture, and in Indonesia you'll be promoting Korean culture. So what aspects of each other's culture do you plan to promote?
First of all, the two countries have similar characteristics in terms of politeness. You know, Indonesian people is very kind and polite,
friendly,
friendly, and so is Korean people, you know. And then I have the first-hand experience about this, and I want to make sure that everyone can see it the way I do.
Yeah.
In terms of culture, Korea is a fast-growing country, and yet it's still very young. Whereas Indonesia, we're also still a young country, but the growth rate is not comparable to Korea. So this significance is the area that I really want to explore the most. I want to make sure that both countries can learn a lot from each other so that they can move forward together as great nations.
You're visiting Korea in honor of the 40th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Korea. What are your plans for this particular trip?
My trip is officially over. After today.
Okay.
And I leave for Indonesia tomorrow afternoon. So as far as the plans, the Korea Foundation and MOFAT had scheduled my day to the fullest. So I can grasp the full experience while I'm here. And so far, I've been in meetings with high-ranking officials from MOFAT, luncheons and dinners, visiting historical places such as War Memorial of Korea and the Gyeongbokgung Palace, just to name a few. And so it's been a very busy week for me, and I love every moment of it.
Did you get to enjoy the tradition of Korea as well?
Yes, yes, I do.
So you became more familiar with Korean history.
Yeah.
And so on. So since being appointed as ambassador last September, what have been some of your activities or accomplishments?
I think the biggest accomplishment is to keep the Korean wave trend to get more popular and bigger. And it is something that fascinates me as an artist, how a country can sweep the others by way of entertainment.
Yeah, Korean dramas and music, very popular all over the world, right? What else do you hope to achieve as a goodwill ambassador for public diplomacy?
There are many things that I hope to achieve while I hold this role. And after being here and talking to a lot of people, I have a better idea of what I want to do. I will meet with Ambassador Kim in Indonesia to discuss further and finalize my ideas.
How does your work as an actress support your work as goodwill ambassador, do you think?
It certainly is related. You know, since I'm a public figure in Indonesia, that makes it a little bit easier for me to promote my role as the goodwill ambassador. And it goes both ways. I have the full advantage here.